So it's up to you. It's a choice. If you want to be, buds with the world, if you want to try to not be too radical, not be too close to Jesus, not enough to, look like you know him, but to sort of maybe stand near him so that when the floor starts falling out from underneath you, you can go and grab onto him. How can you say you're a Christian when you allow your mind to be so infected with the thoughts of the world, the whole mindset of the world? Never forget how radically different the perspective of a Christian is from the perspective of a secular atheist. Since we live in a world so engrossed by the perspective of that latter worldview, it can be super easy for us to forget how different the Christian faith sees the world. But we've been infected by this lukewarm, secularized Christianity that basically sees being a Christian as someone who tries to be a good person and follows the teaching of this guy named Jesus. But other than that, they're pretty much still just a regular person in the world. So consider this a little reminder or a wake-up call for all Christians who have to constantly live with these voices of the modern world. Possibly the loudest, most engrossing of those voices is the one that says that you belong to the world. For so many Christians around the world, their whole life is surrounded by these ideas and boxed in on all sides by the ideology of obsessing over the world. And we're such social creatures and we're so adaptable. You almost naturally conform to the spiritual climate you find yourself in. The problem is that for worldly people, the mindset makes total sense. I mean, if this was the only world you believed in, you would try to be of the world, try to become friends with the world, try to win the things you desired from the world. But never forget that if you're a Christian, you know about a different world, a much more important world. And knowledge of that world totally changes how you think and how you act. What it means to be Christian is to fully accept into your life that belief of the other world that you profess with your lips. To actually change your actions and your thinking to match that belief of another world. You are not a citizen of this world. If you're a Christian, you believe you are a pilgrim. James 4:4 says, friendship with the world is enmity with God. Okay, those are really strong words for people who have to live in the world every day. That we're going to have to live our whole life in this world dealing with these troubles and anxieties and people in this world. And James says friendship with the world is enmity with God. 1 John 2 says, do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. The world is passing away along with its desires. But whoever does the will of God abides forever. So think about all those worldly things that you love. Money, fame, position, those things that you're striving after, that you sort of think of as your goals. And the ways in which the world will reward you for striving and getting those things with attention and fame and popularity, right? All that vanity that you think you want. When did you decide that that was your goal? Right? When did you sit down and think, yeah, I'm going to try to be really popular and I'm going to build my life around achieving that goal? These are lies. You have been lied to that that's what you want. The world has tricked you into thinking you want the love of the world. But what you really want is to be satisfied. You want to be full. You want to be at peace and full of joy. There's a part of you that was made for something more that's constantly longing. You have an insatiable desire that the world tells you it can fill. The most the world will ever give you is momentary physical pleasure followed by emptiness and anxiety. Especially when you don't have the things of the world, it really feels like those things are going to satisfy you. You see them and you think, yeah, if I was like rich and famous and I had a whole bunch of girlfriends and I had a whole bunch of people admiring me, like that would be it. And so you spend your whole life trying to get there. Like, oh, one day I'll be filled. And you get these little foretastes of the physical pleasure the world offers you. Like, oh, that person admired you. That was great, right? You think, yeah, that was great. And you know that it wasn't it. You know it wasn't enough. But you think, that's just because I'm not there yet. It will be. It will be, and it will eventually satisfy that most fundamental yearning of my heart. Eventually. To be Christian is to believe that the most fundamental yearning in your heart, the thing that will ultimately bring you joy, that will ultimately fulfill you, that you know you're searching for, that craving, can only be satisfied in the love of Jesus. As the deer yearns for running streams, so my soul is thirsting for you, my God. That's what it means to be Christian. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavenly laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, and you will find rest for your souls. There is another voice that Christians hear, and it's much softer, and it speaks to you more intimately than the loud shouts of the world. But if you can silence them and listen to it, it's a much more subtle promise. Jesus' voice says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give it to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid." This is what it means to have faith in God. It doesn't mean to say, I believe that Jesus will bring me to heaven on the last day. It means to shun the world. This is how we really put it into practice in our lives. To cling to Jesus because we know the world is about to fall out under our feet. Not to put any faith in the world. And we know that that may bring some tribulations. John 16 says, "In me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulations, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Yes, when people see you not trusting the seemingly solid foundation of the world and jumping, up on Jesus and clinging to him, not even daring to put one foot down on the world, lest it break out from underneath you. They're going to judge you. But Jesus says, "Blessed are you when others revile you." Because the world wants you to desire that attention of others. So when you reject that and you show your love for Jesus by rejecting it and clinging to him, you're rejecting the love of the world. You have become enemies with the world. And that means that you're loving God. That means you're putting your faith in him. Have faith when you don't have a lot of money to give to your church. The world wants you to cling to your money. So when you don't have a lot of it, and you're entrusting what you do have to God, you show your love for Him over the world. You say, I reject what the world has asked me to love, and I'm going to cling to you, God, by giving you even this little amount of money. And that's why blessed are the poor, because you're putting your faith in God, not in the world. Have faith when you feel like you're wasting your time trying to pray or going to church, because this world wants you to be productive, go faster, get more done, get on the hustle, climb the social ladder. And so even just to take one day and say, I'm going to give it to God. I want to entrust God with this time to show Him that I love Him over the world. What the world is calling me, the perspective of the world tells me to do. I'm going to reject that, and I'm going to cling to Him. I'm going to go to church today. And you know what? I'm not even going to work. I'm not going to listen to the world today. I'm just going to clear my mind and give it to God. Then you are blessed because you are picking the love of God over the love of the world. You are having enmity with the world so that you can have love of God. You're going to stick out. You're going to be weird. People are going to make fun of you. But that's natural when you have such a radically different understanding of the world we're living in from them. You're playing with a totally different deck of cards. You know what you're doing. Have confidence in yourself. Have confidence more so in Jesus, who you know is longing to give you peace. He's longing to love you the way that you are longing to be loved. You know that He's ready to start working in your heart to bring you the peace and the joy that you want if you turn your heart over to Him. We know that we are the ones who have to respond. We're the ones who have to give our heart over to Him so that He can work on it, so that He can make it the way that we long for it to be, full of peace and joy, and thinking and loving the way that He wants it to love. We have to pick to be on God's side in this spiritual battlefield. Okay, we can't hedge our bets. There's no hoping in God but trying to stay on good terms with the world. Okay, there's no, I'm going to hope in the world for, just in case, but really my hope's in God. Okay? You can't hedge your bets. There's a commitment that has to be made. You have to cling to Him, or if your foot is on the world and the world breaks out from underneath you, anything that was on the world is going to fall. Anything that was putting its weight, trying to rest safely, is going to be lost. Matthew 6 says, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. 1 John 5 says, everyone who has been born of God overcomes the world. Our faith is the victory. That total, complete dependence and trust in God over the world is what brings us the victory over the world. No matter what it looks like, no matter what power it looks like the world has over us, even when Jesus was faced against, Pontius Pilate, and Pilate says, do you not know I have the power to kill you or release you? And Jesus says, you would have no power over me if it had not been given to you from above. So you have faith that no matter what the world looks like to you, no matter what threats it makes, you always know that Christ has overcome the world. All of your anxieties, all of the money that you are anxious about having because you don't know how you're going to pay, and your relationships with your friends and the state of your country and the chaos ensuing around you, and it's all crashing down and you just want peace. Christ has overcome the world. Remember John 16, take heart. I have overcome the world. In me, you may have peace. All we have to do is trust in God's faithfulness. If we are faithful to Him by shunning the world with all of its wiles, with all of the evil that it prompts us to, either lures us in with or scares us into fleeing to it, if we shun all that and we cling to Christ, He will always be faithful to us. And the more radical the world sees you, probably the closer you are to Christ. The more radical the world judges you in relation to Christ, the more Christ acclaims you for being far from the world. So it's up to you. It's a choice. If you want to be, buds with the world, if you want to try to not be too radical, not be too close to Jesus, not enough to, look like you know Him, but to sort of maybe stand near Him so that when the floor starts falling out from underneath you, you can go and grab onto Him. Maybe you want to try to be close to Jesus, but still try to get some pleasure out the world. Just try to fulfill that longing in you at the end of the day with some sort of worldly pleasure. Good luck with that. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. God bless you.